Hello everybody, Flik here and welcome to Let's Chat, my weekly vlog series posted every Monday, well, almost every Monday. I missed last Monday because I technically did two type of vlog thingies in the week prior. I did the normal Let's Chat and then I did my 2000th video Q&A with my webcam, which I hope you all saw. So I missed a week as a result of doing that. But we are here, we're back as normal. I haven't actually solicited questions from Twitter this time because I do have something I want to talk about, and then I thought we'll go through the questions or comments on the 2 weeks ago Let's Chat now, and then also some of them that got asked on the 2000th one again, as in, you know, the actual post, not the video I posted asking for questions. Never mind, I'm just confusing myself at this point. But to start with, I forgot to get this out of the way as well. Patron shoutouts. So these are the following many people who supported me last month, and as a result of all your help, Monster Hunter 4 is happening, and this morning I got my dispatch email for the 3DS that I ordered with the capture card built in, so when it arrives I'll do a unboxing video at some point. I'm not sure how long it'll take. They've actually used a reputable delivery service, so I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be, you know, just generic post from Japan, but they've actually went with someone who I know and they've been good, so it shouldn't actually take that many days to get here, maybe a week at most. So we'll see anyway. But getting off topic already. So the following people are people who supported me at various levels on Patreon, and if you are interested you can help. It helps let me keep doing this for a living, and also specifically last month the big thing was trying to make sure that come March I'll be able to do a Monster Hunter 4 playthrough, and that will be happening. So anyway, here we go. Magic Mumble, Matsumune, Joe Coulthard, otherwise known as Carneris, Juan Juarez, Taya Blake, apropos of nothing, Fraser Macbeth, Paul Olsen, Dragonakis, but you've changed your display name to Sashman, so I assume that's what you want to be called now, so Sashman, Coulson McDonald, Gary, Epic Fail V2, Silver, Good Rory, Logan Coty, OC Calio, Nick Gilaldi, I apologise if I haven't pronounced that surname correctly, Michael Millward, otherwise known as Gale Force Gaming. I'm so used to saying that for my XCOM series, you'd think it would just flow off the tongue at this point. Travelling Panda, Jim, no surname given, just Jim. Professor Frank42, I like that name a lot. Corey Drake, Josh Matthews. Oh god, how am I going to pronounce this name? Rorida Banks? Rorid Banks? I honestly don't know how to pronounce that, I am very sorry. James Kilgore, John Smith, Amy Spain, Terrell Smith, Tristan Ponseca, or Ponseca, I think, and Galvin Schmidt. Thank you very much, and yes, I am absolutely terrible at reading out names, sorry. But there we go, that is the shoutouts for patrons who supported me last month, and if you're interested you can get a shoutout next month along with a bunch of other benefits depending on what you pick. So before we get into the questions and answers, which is probably going to be the bulk of this, I thought I'd do a little kind of a what have I been playing type thing, because I've been playing a bunch of games off camera recently, and I feel like sharing some thoughts on them, just as, you know, keeping this gaming centric. So it's some games that I've been meaning to play for a long time as well, so I'm glad I finally forced myself to go through them. So the first one is The Witcher 2. I'd played it way back at release, but I never got through it, partly because the PC I had at the time couldn't run it very well on the pretty settings, and also just because I got distracted by other things. So I went back to it, I got the enhanced edition in one of the Steam sales, started from scratch, and I've played it through, and it's amazing. It looks great. Odessa didn't mind it at all, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I know I only got one of many possible endings, and there's many routes you can take, like there's a divergence at the end of the first chapter for instance, and it goes in very different directions depending on which way you pick, but I don't have the time to see more than the one ending I went for, so I focused on the way I wanted things to go, and that'll be the save file that I carry over when I do eventually play The Witcher 3. And I like the first Witcher game as well. I like that there's a story running through all of them, and it looks like it's going to be concluded in the third one with, you know, what the Wild Hunt actually is. That's kind of like the recurring undercurrent theme. What is the Wild Hunt? What did it do to Geralt? Even though each game also has a centered story, but it had this theme running in the background of amnesia and whatnot. So I'll be interested to see where it goes. So yeah, I highly suggest The Witcher 2. You don't need to have played the first Witcher if you don't want to. It's very dated at this point, I think. But yeah, I would say play The Witcher 2. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to The Witcher 3 now as a result. Something else I got in, I think I actually got this in the most recent Christmas Steam sale, was Metro Last Light. I didn't play the first Metro game, and thankfully I didn't need to get a grasp of what's going on. It's based on a popular series of Russian novels, I believe, about a post-apocalyptic world where people are surviving living in the metro systems of cities because they can't go outside because of the high pollution, radiation, etc. And also it's mutated animals into horrific monsters. Again, it's a really, really good looking game. Odessa did actually struggle at first because I realised there was actually some bugs if you don't have a Nvidia card with physics, so I had to go looking for a fix for that. But even after that, if you max out the settings, Odessa did actually struggle at some points of the game. The FPS did drop to noticeably bad levels, so yeah, Metro tested her. So I had to scale them back at some points. But either way, really enjoyable game. Really liked playing it. It's not really scary, even though there is monsters. There are a few basic jump scares, I guess. But yeah, I really, really liked it. I don't think there's any point in buying the so-called HD remake when it's already very, very HD. And again, you don't need to have played the first one, which I didn't play because it was reviewed quite badly due to like really, really stupid AI. Not that this one had amazing AI, but it looked good, it played well, the story was good, the voice actors were competent, and I was engrossed in it enough to play it across a few nights and finish it. So what else did I want to talk about? Oh, I've played through all of Dead Rising 3, just one playthrough. It took me 19 hours. That's the base game and all 4 of the included DLC, which I assume like on Xbone it was a season pass type deal, but the PC version gets it for free. It's like 4 short, like 1 to 2 hour additional stories. Excuse me. So that took me 19 hours to get through, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I really, really liked it. It almost tempted me to buy an Xbone just for that one game when I saw that it was a so-called exclusive. I'm glad that I didn't, and that it's came to a superior format now. The Steam forums are filled with people saying that it's constantly crashing. In 19 hours of playing it, I had 1 crash. And then also I had 1 glitch on a separate occasion where a boss smacked me into a wall. Oh, that'll be the post. A boss I totally lost my train of thought there. A boss smacked me into a wall. There, I finished the sentence. And I became stuck in it, and I had to load checkpoint to get out of it. That's the only glitch I had while playing, and I had 1 crash. I don't know if I was just really lucky. If you look at the reviews, they're all negative, saying just crashes, just crashes, just crashes. I don't know if they're just kind of like they're sheep being led, or if it's true. I don't know. The other tedious complaint people are making are regarding the frames per second if you don't unlock them. I didn't unlock them and I didn't notice any problems at all. It plays absolutely fine as long as you're not pedantic about FPS. So I really recommend it, and also, well, if you follow me on Twitter you'll already know this, I'm considering doing a series on it. I wanted CR to do it as well so that I would be able to play it co-op, and also he'd be able to stream it so people could watch us recording it live. He's worried that his PC isn't up to snuff because, well, Dark Souls 2 I guess was like the pinnacle of what he could stream, self-record and play at max settings all at the same time on whatever rig he's on, so he might have to wait to get a new PC. I can't really wait for the length of time it would take for a PC to either be built or, you know, bought and arrive. So what I may do, and this is me kind of like thinking on the spot here, I may start solo, and then at whatever point CR is able to get a PC or get the game, whatever, kind of just start over. Or, well, I plan to join his game anyway because I finished the game once. When I start my next playthrough, which I assume, well, I say assume, which I will be recording, I'll be level 30 something. So if I was to join his game, I would find it too easy. I mean, rather, if he was to join mine. But if I join his, you play as someone else, and I think your level for that additional character goes by whatever the host is. So I would have to join him to keep things balanced, because otherwise I would just be able to wreck the entire game. That said, I think the game scales up to your level if you're the host, so I don't think it'll be a problem for a playthrough. But either way, yeah, I think I'm going to have to start recording that soon, because I have finished recording XCOM and I'm looking for something else to do now, so I will begin recording. You have to play a little bit of it yourself first anyway before you can get to the point someone can join your game, but we'll see how it goes. That's my plan anyway. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Encourage CR to hurry up and get his arse in gear if indeed you want that to happen. The last game I wanted to talk about, so this will be game number 4, which is what I'm still playing, and you already know my opinion on this if you follow me on Twitter, is Destiny. Destiny is one of the most boring games I have ever played. And you might be thinking, well, why did you give in to the hype? Why did you pre-order? I pre-ordered because I tried the game and I liked it. I played the beta, did a let's look at of the beta, and I enjoyed it. I thought I was getting a taster for what the main meal would be, but what I've discovered is the main meal is just that taster over and over and over and over and over and over. It is boring, it is bland, it is terrible. I have no idea what's going on with the story or why I should even give a rat's ass. I'm forcing myself to play it purely to justify the overinflated price I paid for it to get it on PS4. Redeeming factors, looks great, music is good, although apparently Bungie disagree because they fired McDonough, or whatever his name is, after he finished doing Destiny's soundtrack. But I really like it. Voice acting for the most part, apart from Peter Dinklage, is good. And Bungie knows how to make a first-person shooter on consoles that controls well. The controls are very good. So that's the redeeming factors. The bad points are it's just incredibly boring to play. It's Borderlands without any of the style, any of the humour, or even if you didn't like the humour, it's Borderlands without any of the fun guns. The guns are all just as boring as everything else in the world. The armours are boring, the characters are boring. I've never played a game that it seems to be trying so hard to be bland. And also they have a bunch of MMO type mechanics that are just stupid, and I hate it. It's an always online game as well, which I didn't actually realise. I thought the beta was, but I thought the full game wouldn't be. And I don't want pseudo online. And from what I hear, even if you try and co-op, it's frustratingly difficult to make that happen. So yeah, I suspect that Destiny will be getting into my worst things I've played this year list at the end of the year. It's bland, which you might argue is, that's middle of the road. But I think it's a travesty that a AAA, highly anticipated, most pre-ordered, independent, new IP, whatever, game of ever is just such a pile of boring. But anyway, let's go to the comments of the Let's Chat from 2 weeks ago and go through this. So Ultimate Kira 2 was confirming that it is indeed Reaper, the person who's now started joining Monster Hunter Nights. And then Throker said, Flik, are you going to get Borderlands the pre-sequel? I wasn't going to because I wasn't sure if I was in the mood for not a proper sequel. I think they were just kind of... People really like Handsome Jack. I really like Handsome Jack. He's an arsehole, but he's a well-written villain. And he's funny. So I thought they were just kind of, how can we fit this back in? What WB did with Arkham Origins. It's like, everybody loves the Joker. Mark Hamill doesn't want to do the Joker. What are we going to do? Quick, do a prequel. So then we have an excuse to put him back in. So I wasn't going to, but they offered a really, really discounted price for anybody who owned either Borderlands or Borderlands 2 to pre-order on Steam. So I thought fine. Plus it might be a good co-op series for me to do because a bunch of my friends have pre-ordered it. In fact, I think I can check. Good Rory has, Panda has, CR hasn't. He's not really into those games, I don't think. Someone you haven't seen in my videos other than the Blade Symphony videos, Moose, I think he's getting it as well. So basically I think I can gather 4 people if I was to do a series on it, so that's the other reason I got it. Philippe Dostal says, how much do you appreciate your audience? Now I was going to answer, although very kindly Graveskeeper Duelist did a very complimentary reply, so thank you very much. I don't know if you want me to read it out, because it's a bit... Well, it's very flattering, put it that way, and thank you very much for answering. And yeah, I would just state what he said. I try to appreciate my audience in every way I can. I try and interact with my audience as much as I can as well, because I wouldn't be able to do this without you. That just goes without saying, really. And that is why the games so-called journalist industry should know better, because you don't piss off your audience by, accusing them of being misogynists or sexists or homophobic. How do you past tense that word? Or did I just do that? I'm not sure. My head's all over the place today. This is the first video of the day. It's very early. Let's see. DRC97 actually said there are still lots of new anime music videos. I didn't realise. They must use very obscure music that isn't in YouTube's copyright system. Or they just don't care and all the money from the video goes to, Apple or iTunes, etc. Let's see. Guildford Gaming asked a question. Hope this is the right place to ask a question. It is indeed. If you could create a new class for Disgaea 5, what would it be? Class weapon, evility, and main stats and ability. And he says his would be a Soul Reaper, weapon, scythe, evility, when this unit kills it regens some HP. That's actually very similar to some evilities, which is just traits if you don't know. Some classes do have. Yeah, you've stolen my answer. It would definitely be some kind of scythe wielding class. Not a monster class though, because I'm not keen on monster classes. So Soul Reaper, Shinigami. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I would like. A cross between a samurai and a Shinigami. So you're basically there. You've stolen my answer to the question you asked. I hope you're happy. And that's it in the way of questions there. I'm not surprised there wasn't many comments on that one, because as I encouraged people in it, don't do it in the one that I'll answer on my 2000th video. So now we'll go to the actual 2000th video in question, and there's a lot of comments, although most are just kind of reacting to things I said in it. I'll scan it quickly for any specific questions. Let's see here. Oh, Throker's asked what my old job was. I told him at the time. But if you are curious, I did another long question and answers for my 1500th upload, and in that I went into much more detail about why I didn't like my previous job. Wow, Dragonak has left like 6 comments. None of them are questions, although today he learned that Ian is the nickname for John, the Scottish nickname for John. You should know that, you're Scottish. Although, to be honest, I didn't know that until I heard the backstory of my name, and also in a gift shop in some shop, there was a blurb about why it was the case. Unfortunately, I've lost it, so I can't read it out. I used to have it stuck to my wall to remind me. Let's see. Joshua Miller, I farm Brachydos with HR Jaggy armor. That's not a question, it's a statement. It was a long and painful procedure, but I did it and got the armor and switch axe. Well, congratulations. Thank you for telling me about how you're getting on in Monster Hunter 3. A lot of people said they were happy that I used a webcam. Don't get used to it. I'm not very keen on being on camera, but I'm glad you liked it. Let's see here. 1979 Devil's Advocate said they could see me speaking and they knew it was me, but yet they still felt I was mouthing, or I paid someone to mouth the words I was speaking or something like that. I guess my voice doesn't suit my face, is what they're saying. Daniel Na said, you didn't watch Frozen, shame, Pixar, shame. Oh yeah, I got it wrong, it's a Disney film, I know now, my mistake. Matsumuni says, praise Kreml. I agree. And also he's missed out on the Dark Souls 2 DLC because he's been away house sitting for family out of state or whatever. Let's see, also my question would have been, what prevented you from pursuing a career in computers IT as you went to university for it? Can you answer on Monday's Let's Chat? Yes, I can, because I'm here now. Thank you very much. Let's see. I did computing support at college, which is, actually getting inside PCs and fixing them. Very little on the software fixing side, and I enjoyed that. So I finished college. I got an HND, Higher National Diploma, in case you're not aware of what that means, because I know the educational system is different in other countries. Then I thought, right, well, I'll go to uni and carry on learning more about computers, and I took the course that I thought was more of the same of what I did in college. And it wasn't. It was 90% programming, and programming is the one aspect of IT that I can't stand, can't do, and never want to do. So I kind of tied myself into this course that I despised, and I didn't want to stick with it. So I thought, right, well, I'll give it a year and then see what happens. At the end of that year, I was impolitely told by the university that, oh, you did 2 years at college before you came here. Oh, right, we see. Well, you should have started at 3rd year, not 1st year. To which my reply was, well, I know somebody who's in 3rd year. I asked him what kind of knowledge I was supposed to have to be able to pass the classes in that course, and he said, oh, you have to be basically fluent in Java. Did I do any Java at college? No, didn't do any, so I had to start from scratch, which is why I started at the 1st year. They said that didn't matter, so they wanted the bursary and loan that they gave me for that year back, and it financially crippled me, so I dropped out. And then I still had my HND to fall back on. Then I discovered, well, it's actually very hard to get a job in IT in a very rural area that isn't very technologically focused. So there wasn't any IT jobs around here, couldn't afford and didn't want to move to a city where that would be viable, so instead I fell into a series of tedious retail jobs. And now, what I'm doing now is as close as I'll ever get to an IT job, I think. Unless I ever took over, the paperwork side for the family business, but my mother does that, so I wouldn't, usurp that position. Let's see. Fraser River was asking about his name. He was glad I almost got called Fraser, because he was named after his great-grandfather. You also asked, I should have asked this for the next video but could answer, is Blighty Good Rory? No, he is not. They are different people. They're both English, but Good Rory is different. Good Rory's younger, for the record. Super young. And no, we don't still do videos together. No, not Good Rory. Good Rory and I do videos together. We'll be doing Monster Hunter at the end of the month. No, not Monster Hunter. What the hell am I talking about? Dark Souls, god damn it. Sorry, I am just all over the place today. Drake Villarreal says Epic Katana in the top left. Let's go on Oligarchus. Yes, I agree. Although it is a metal katana that's on my wall, but it's blunted. It's not real. It couldn't cut anything. If you tried to swing it at anybody, it would break. It's very nice though. I like it. Let's see. Lucas Chin says he's very excited for a Monster Hunter 4 Saturday stream. So am I. And you know why? It's not just a case of being able to record it. Monster Hunter 4, it has proper online, even though it's only on 3DS. But it isn't just that. It's also like worldwide, the same as Monster Hunter 3. So whether you're in Canada or America or somewhere else in Europe, we're all going to be able to hunt together. And I know a lot more people have a 3DS than they do a Wii U, because the Wii U is a waste of space. So more people will be able to do stuff. So I imagine that Monster Hunter nights, when they become Monster Hunter 4 nights, they're going to be really busy, and I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kintic, when you get your 3DS, you should get Azure Striker Gunvolt. It's a Mega Man Zero type game. I am actually aware of it, and I do have a regular 3DS. That actually reminds me of something I was going to bring up. I was going to offer my 3DS like as a random prize draw to one of the patrons who supported me in the month where I got enough money to get the capture card 3DS. It's EU region though, and if I've done my calculations right, 80% of my patrons are not in the EU, so even if you won it, I would be sending it to you, and then you would have to buy EU region games for it to work, because Nintendo in their ultimate stupidity keep on making 3DSs region locked. So my kind of question / comment is, do you want me to still try and give it away, or can I sell it to recoup some of the costs, or to provide a bit of cash to myself? I don't mean sell it to you, I mean I'll just sell it. That's a question that I kept on forgetting to bring up. As for Azure Striker, I hadn't heard the first part, but I heard of like Gunvolt. People have pointed out to me as being a Mega Man like. So yeah, I probably will get it. I'm trying to save money right now because I spent so much on Odessa last month. So I'm not getting it yet, but once it comes down in price a little bit, or just a little bit down the line, I might ask for it for Christmas from a family member, because 3DS games aren't that expensive. Brandon Daigle, here at Flik's Gaming Stuff we don't recommend hentai. That's true, I didn't. Tentacle Monsters do not endorse this opinion, says Alex Rowley. Yep, that's true. He also asked, Alex Rowley that is, what's your favourite 40k army? I heard you have Space Smurfs, that's the Ultramarines. If you aren't aware, the people you play as in the Space Marine game. Yes, they're my favourite. I collected them back in the 90s, and then I stopped for a little while, sold my army, then I got back into it and immediately bought more Space Marines. Although saying that, I now also have Chaos, Nurgle themed, Tau, which are Farsight Enclave themed, and recently I got Tyranids, which are... I can never remember the name of the hive. It's the ones that are red though, because I like red armies. Leviathan, I think, or Kraken, one of the two, either way. So I have lots of armies now. I even have a few demons, but not enough to be like a separate army. I just have them for my Chaos army. But no, at my heart, I am still an Ultramarines guy, so they're my preferred one. And he says he's previously collected Eldar, Dark Angels, and Chaos. If you haven't played the game in a long time, you always prefer the painting. I actually prefer the painting as well. Drano Games asked again, can you play Grand Theft Auto 5 please? Did you not listen to my reply in the video you commented on? I answered you. I didn't really like Grand Theft Auto 5 enough to warrant playing it through again. DRC97 also asked, does Deus Ex Machina mean God from the Machine? That is the literal... Maya, you're scratching right next to me. Hello. Does Deus Ex Machina mean God from the Machine? That is the literal translation of it, yes. It's also a term used in writing for plot convenience. There's a big kind of Wikipedia on it if you're interested. Also, Nightmare Before Christmas is incredible. I agree. I totally forgot to mention in that video as well that one of the other main reasons I like that film so much is Danny Elfman did all the songs, and he did the singing voice of Jack. And Danny Elfman is an incredibly talented musician. He's probably best known for doing the Simpsons theme song. He also did the soundtrack to Wanted, which is very good, and a bunch of other stuff. He's a very talented guy, so that's partly why I like that so much. Alex Riley said, nice carpet, is it circa 1975? Don't make fun of my carpet. Gurpo Gatora, thank you for answering, Ian. We'll look into the other areas. Also, now that you've got your webcam up, it would be great if you would make an appearance on the Polaris podcast. I can see you and Total Biscuit rambling on about your 40k stuff. Oh yeah, he's into 40k as well, isn't he? Does he actually collect, or is he just into the video game side of 40k now? I answered at the time, but I don't think I'll say it here as well, I don't think my channel is big enough to warrant being given a place on that programme. Let's see. Tony Afro Nigma Williams, congratulations, really enjoy your playthrough. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten into playing Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I'm glad that I got you into it, it's a really good game. Broken Glass 0227, nice to finally see the man behind the mic. Your content is always fun to watch, and also because all the games you've played look so fun, I actually went out and bought a good majority of them. You cost me money. I am very sorry that I cost you money. Although for the most part, I try not to force my opinion too much in videos, especially Let's Look Ats, because I'm all about empowering people to make their own choices. So I kind of like, I put something on display, but I try and tone down the, my opinions, because I want people to make their own minds up. But if you like what you see, then fair enough. But what I'm saying is, you've technically cost yourself money. Let's see. I think that's it in terms of questions. We've got a few more nice comments, and thank you to everyone who did leave comments. So yeah, I think that's going to do it. We have actually ran on a bit longer than I thought I would. The final thing I wanted to bring up, I don't want to talk about this too much on camera, partly because I don't want to be seen to be profiteering on this, given that this video is monetized. Maya is not well. I don't really want to talk about it any more than that. I did a post about it on my website, fliksgamingstuff.com. So at some point in the future I may disappear for a little while. There is a backlog of videos, so they will still go up while I'm away. I just won't be replying to comments for a little while when the time comes. And it might just be one video a day for a little while to make sure that the backlog lasts. I'm trying to record quite a lot right now to kind of cover it. Anyway, that is going to conclude this Let's Chat. Sorry it was a bit all over the place. Thank you very much for listening, and I shall see you next week. Ta-ta for now.